What is up, humans of the cardboard? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, this is probably like the final Dawn of Majesty video I'm going to record prior to it just coming out, and just anything else about this is going to just be like maybe deck profiles about certain stuff. This video is supposed to be like what decks you want to watch out for after Dawn of Majesty, and specifically as a result of Dawn of Majesty. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, watch out for Drytron, watch out for Tri Brigade. No, it's specifically anything that's like meta relevant that's affected by this set. And it's really, really funny, guys. I went through this entire set and I was like, wow. I can't believe anybody would believe that this set is not at absolute best mediocre. Starting off here, we have Despia, Aluber, the Jester of Destiny. This Despia, like, the cool thing with Despia is like they work generically with other fusion decks. We know this at this point, but they also seem to plus pretty damn easily, and they actually could be a nice buff for other fusion decks that kind of just can generically work with other stuff. So that's one thing I would say watch out for. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe potentially Shadalls, maybe there's some Invoked variant here that could work, right? Like Invoked is searching you the free poly spells and all that stuff. Just gotta see, right? Like I do think they have potential. They didn't really seem to do a ton in the OCG, but maybe, you know, we'll have like some creative minds from the TCG get crazy with this and really try and make a crazy build and just make it happen pretty much. So I would still say watch out for them even now, just to be able to combine with other decks, and you should know what they do at least there. Next up is, I guess, Virtual World, right? Because of Dragonlark Perrin. Yeah. I mean, Virtual World's already tier 1. I don't need to tell you to watch out for Virtual World, but I guess you should watch out for potential new adjustments to the way they play. The engine's still the same, but they might be trying to end on slightly different stuff with a card like this in their rotation now. This guy just reborns any level 5 or lower monster during each standby phase. So they're going to make him, they're going to reborn a monster on from their graveyard on your standby, and then we'll see. I mean, I don't know what else they want to play with that. I mean, maybe they try and send generic floodgate stuff. I mean, I think of like barrier statues, right? Like, do they try and just like send a barrier statue to then revive a barrier statue? I don't know. I don't know exactly where they want to go with this, but this card does seem pretty good and pretty so easy to make in Virtual World. I mean, I think this is like super easy to make in Virtual World. In other decks, not quite as much, but still, it's cool. It's big. It gives itself protection whenever there's any monster on the field summoned from grave, like the monster it's going to summon, and there's definitely value in it. I just definitely think it's just something we got to keep in mind if Virtual World does take a route change and start to do different combos and try to end on stuff like this. Just being aware of it and making sure your deck doesn't lose to whatever they're reviving. So, cool. And I guess the last one here is this card. Like, I don't know. Everybody is like crapping their pants about this card. I guess I agree that like I think this is probably the best card in the set. It's the chase card of the set, just because it's so generic. It's going to see competitive play. There's going to be rogue decks that want to use this, all this stuff. But here's the problem, right? Competitive decks that want to abuse this tend to just be like crazy wombo combo decks, and they almost always need all 15 of their extra deck slots. And this card probably doesn't even want to take one extra deck slot. It might even want two, just because like, if like, what are you just going to play this as a one of with one extra deck slot? Or do you want to play 2 or 3 of this and then be able to play, you know, 1 or 2 extra, like 2 extra deck slots ideally there. But like when you think about a lot of these combo decks, like people were like, Infernoble, you could just cheat out Flame Swordsman. I was like, okay, what Infernoble player? Like, Infernobles already have so many extenders. Like, is this card really so much of an superior extender over some of the other cards they have access to that you would take a card out of your extra deck? I mean, you have so many extra. You have Balmung. You've got like double Power Tool Dragon. Like, you have all these cards that just like are just pieces you use at some point during your combo, and the rest is kind of like mandatory stuff. So like, how much space do decks really have? So I don't even know if I'd say a specific deck. I guess there may be some very specific decks that like are combo decks that still have a couple of open slots in the extra deck, and so they can play in a superior extender like this. but that's it. I mean, really. And then that is literally the end of the list. Go through the entire list of Dawn of Majesty and like tell me what else is like actually gonna like change the meta landscape. As far as live twins go, they still need their boss monster from Burst of Destiny to be good, right? Going through this stuff, like the Bee Troopers still need their wave from Burst of Destiny. Another one for Burst of Destiny. Surprise, surprise. Sword Soul. This card's cool, but I don't think it really has much use until the actual Sword Soul deck comes out in Burst of Destiny. Magic Key doesn't even become an interesting road deck until the support from Burst of Destiny. Amazements, whatever. I don't even think either of these two amazement cards really do much. The aliens are kind of cool. We keep getting like reptile support. Maybe at some point there'll be a cool win condition. The new Link 3 and Stealth Buster. This card's cool, but it's just kind of generic pendulum support, and I don't think it really pushes pendulums like to the next level by itself, really. Then you come down here. No, nothing really doing anything that's making anything like particularly good to me. Like seriously, like, okay, we have the live twin search spell, which is really nice, but again, without their boss monster in Burst of Destiny, like it just doesn't matter. Continuing to go down. No, nothing. Springins? No, still tier 4. I like Springins a lot, but they're just not there. And yeah, then you get to the TC exclusives and nothing there is making anything competitive out the gate. So like literally that's it. And that's why I like, as a competitive player, like I don't know why anybody would be that excited about Dawn of Majesty, right? Because it's just Despia's. This card is nice for Virtual World, and then Ready Fusion could be abused in certain decks. But like that is the end of it all. That is the end of the conversation. There's really nothing else that's too really interesting about this set. And yeah, competitively at least, until Burst of Destiny comes out. So there we go. That's going to do it for the decks you need to watch out for post Dawn of Majesty. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. I'm really kind of like, obviously you can tell this video is almost just a joke just to make fun of Dawn of Majesty. Like, it really is just so mediocre. This might be worse than Blazing Vortex. At least Blazing Vortex had Pot of Prosperity. Like this set doesn't even have a card like that. Ready Fusion's generic, but not like Pot of Prosperity kind of good. So it doesn't even have like that awesome chase card that everybody wants. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm just being like overly down on the set. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this set relative to the other sets we've gotten this year, because if this one just doesn't get me, man, just doesn't get me good. But yep, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.